Hey, ladies, this is Kimberly Smith, your purpose catalyst, helping you identify your purpose, transform your pain into power, and activate your zone of genius so that you can create multiple streams of income. Welcome back to the Purpose, Power, and Profit Society. I am so hyped because I have with me today my girl, Charity Jones, the creator and founder of Humble Queens. She's pretty amazing. Not only does she have Humble Queens, but she also collaborates with me with my monthly subscription box, The Purpose Stash, and she is one of my contributing storytellers. So I am super hype about having her because it's like having family on the show.
Yeah.
So Charity, welcome to the Purpose, Power,
Thank
and Profit
you.
Society. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
So this is going to be like two good girlfriends getting together and you guys just get to hear hustle. So now what we're talking about is the most important steps. And we're thinking we're probably going to give you three major ones. Listen, if we get to talking, we may give you some bonus tips, but 3 tips to starting your t-shirt empire. And like I said, Charity has Humble Queens, and I'm going to let her tell you what that is all about. Take it away, Charity.
Okay, hey girlfriends, how are you? Coming to you from Mississippi, the southern state, and I'm on a mission. God has truly directed my footsteps. He has allowed me to live out my best life in my career life, working for others, working as a recruiter, climbing the corporate ladder, and then I submitted my will to him. And let me tell you, what a wonderful journey this has been. And it
She's
has
putting that mildly.
very mildly. That's going to be another conversation.
That's a whole other conversation. I know what that world looks like,
Yes.
and that's wild. She's
I
like,
can give you,
oh,
yes, I
a
can give you
wonderful journey.
a
Yes, but it's
wonderful
difficult.
journey.
And it's hard, but it's great.
It's great. It is great. And Humble Queens was born out of my testimony. It really represents and engulfs the epitome of who I am, where God has humbled me in areas where, he had to let me know, hey, baby girl, I love you, but we're going to have to come down a little bit. And then there were times in my life, and there are times in my life where he has to raise me up out of the dirt, the mire, the clay, the ditch, the hole that I dug myself in to remind me that I am a queen and worthy of all that he has promised me. And so Humble Queens represents the empowerment of women, the encouragement of women, the reminder of who we are in Christ, and to just remind us to chase after Christ every day in every aspect of our life. And really exploring who we are, whose we are, and what our purpose is all about. And so I am on this journey learning how to come out of the corporate stigma or the mindset that I have become accustomed to, and learning, what gifts did God give me when I was thought about in my mother's womb. I didn't even know. And so I can imagine growing up. My mom is very artistic. She can draw from just an idea, a concept. She has beautiful
Wow.
handwriting and calligraphy. And I can remember watching her paint and do all of these things. And I would get a piece of paper and I'm like, if you see my stick man and understand it was a man, that was something. Like, man, I had always envied that about her, admired it too. And so when this journey began, I really didn't look at art outside of the painting of a picture or a completed collage of some type of painting or some type of artistry. But what he showed me was that I was artistic. I hadn't tapped into my ability. And so my artistic flair came through computers and graphic designs and being able to create documents and those type of things. And I ignored it. And so the Lord really began to show how my gifts could make room for me. And so on this journey, I created a war binder. And
Mm.
binder is I call it a starter pack because the purpose behind it is to really for a woman or a man, I've made them for men as well, but for a woman to really begin to dig into God's word, and I give them a foundational tool to use where they learn how to do scripture writing and learn the
Mhm.
armor of God. And so this binder became it was a gift that I gave my mother for Christmas
Mhm.
that began to be noticed by other people and requested by someone, and then that became another gift, and then someone asked
Wow.
one. And so when I was in complete total submission to God, He opened up the door that created a seed money for me to start really learning how I can use my gifts to make room for me. And
Mhm.
t-shirts began to come. And I've always loved t-shirts. Always, I will always try to find someone to do a t-shirt for an event.
Mhm.
And but it was never quite what I was looking for. And so I prayed and I said, well, Lord, if you allow me to get this Cricut machine, I'm going to use it. And
Mhm.
he opened up the door, and I had no clue. I jumped head in, and he began to work through me and show how I could take what I was feeling and thinking and be able to come up with ideas and put on a t-shirt that really represented who I was and make a statement that represented who he is in my life. And so Humble Queens has evolved since then. I'm now a year and a half in since this journey began. And let me tell you, as far as entering the t-shirt industry, first tip number one, yes, everyone has t-shirts. Yes, everyone can sell a t-shirt, but
Mhm.
we need what's inside of you. So
Mhm.
are debating, well, I don't want to do the same thing that everybody else is offering, you don't have to. The main key point as far as starting your business is to really have your why needs to be established and very clear on what you're trying to achieve. No, you're not trying to sell t-shirts. You're trying to make a statement, or you're trying to set a platform for a voice or a message that you're trying to bring across. That should come through your brand that you are representing for your business.
Mhm.
And a lot when I first started the journey, there are tons of brands of t-shirts that you can get into. You have Gildan and you have Bella Canva, and it could be products that you want to offer. So do research as far as what type of shirts you want your custom work to be on, your canvases to start with, and
Mhm.
know your product in and out. Know how they shrink. Know how they the colors that they offer. Know if it's a fitted version or if it's going to be unisex. All of those little minor details can make or break a deal when you're trying to break into the industry. Most people are comfortable with Gildan because they're most consistent, but there are more affordable type brands that you
Mhm.
can use, but you have to do the research and you have to know the product. So that's a little extra nugget. But Gildan is a solid shirt brand that you can use when you're getting into the industry to make sure that you're putting out your best work on that. And then the second key is don't be so quick to sell everything that you see out on the market.
Oh, that's big.
It is
That's big.
hype,
That's big.
even though it's on mainstream. A lot of people will sell artwork that has trademark issues.
Mhm.
Artists aren't getting the representation who spent hours and time and using their gifts to create these images, and we as entrepreneurs are taking it and misusing it. So it is so important to do some research on your artists. Make sure that if you're buying images or if you're seeing images on Google, you do a little bit more digging to see if you can find who the original artwork is, because there are so many shirts and small businesses that are being shut down and being bogged down with legal issues now because they are misusing artwork. They're not given the credit, or they are dealing with trademark infringement. That's detrimental to any business, especially small businesses, if you don't do your due diligence. So I am very selective. I was purchasing different images for my shirts. I have almost eliminated that step and started creating my own. And Etsy is a great platform to buy images and to do some, but I go above that. I research who the artist is. I go and do Google image search to see if any other websites or anything that has information to find out who the original artwork came from. Now, I do have a couple of artists that I do work with directly. I make sure that I get my contract signed and I have all my commercial license. I keep that in a file so there, if there's any issues later, I can have, my butt is covered, my business is covered. And as business owners, we don't want to think about that, but those small decisions on the ground level, can come back and haunt you later. And it may take a little bit more time as far as doing the research, but I'd rather you spend the time up on the front end instead of on the back end. Because that also represents your brand. That also goes to your integrity on how important it's no longer a hobby. It is a business and a business model. And the amount of time that you take to create your t-shirts and create the images, you just think about someone else had to take the time to draw it and to create it in a form that you can use it. And so it's more so as far as putting yourself in that other person's shoes. And so as far as having a t-shirt brand, it is so important to identify who your target audience is. I not only have my own custom Humble Queens apparel, where they're all Christian-based statements. Some are Afrocentric to represent who I am as a queen, as a Black queen. Some represent true bold statements, how we are slave soldiers and servants of Christ. So that is outside of the box, but I also provide customized work. And so there came a point in on this journey, just even in a year and a half, where I began to get requests on large scale, very good, lucrative money, but the sayings or the statements that they wanted on the shirts did not align with my mission and vision of who Humble Queens represent. Wow. And so I had to sit and decide, like, Lord, okay, I have children I'm trying to feed, and I know that all things work for the good. And he's like, but who are you trusting? Who are you trying to please? And so I had to turn away 2 customers, turn away some good money, but I had to stand on the principle, because at the end of the day, if I cannot post it on my website or my social media platforms, if I'm embarrassed or questioning if I don't want to put my brand with that shirt, then I shouldn't be doing it in the first place. And so as women, as a Christian business owner, I know that I don't want to, everything that I put out, I want to be able to put a stamp of approval on. And if I can't do that, then I need to leave it there, because I know who is sustaining me throughout this journey, and I want him on my side at all times.
Right. I mean, because that's everything.
And, we see that in mainstream today. You see how, they had issues with Amazon and Papa John's and some of the other companies after they support a politician. And then once that politician no longer aligns with their mission and vision, they want their money back. And this big, that can happen at any point in time. And so it is so important to stay true to who you are and not be so driven by the money that you lose your integrity of your business at the cost,
Absolutely.
because you will lose a lot more in the long run than just turning away that initial investment. And
Mm-hmm.
it was scary, and I had to pray, and I said, Lord, I have you. But the when I told the customers that, they respected it, and they
Mm-hmm.
understood and they appreciate it, and they have since come back and say, okay, well, this worked. Do you
Right.
approve? And I say, yes, absolutely. And so, that encouraged me to, don't give in, don't be tempted by the lure of, short term, um, short term gain that's going to cost you in
Mm-hmm.
the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So as a business owner, that's another key, as far as, in with the t-shirt industry, as far as, your vinyl and, your technique. There
Mm-hmm.
are tons of tutorials. I am a probably expert now at university.
Right.
I spend hours, like, if people ever would get onto my YouTube, I all of my tutorials, all of my videos is a how to. And so
Oh.
I don't use YouTube to watch videos about, all the things that you can, utilize YouTube for. But I literally carve out times of in the day to
Mhm.
just YouTube, tutorials, learning how to, better my technique. Because it is an industry, especially if you're doing it hands on.
Mhm.
There is a level of skill set that you have to develop, over time. And so I spent a lot of time following influencers, looking at how the machines are working and what's coming up in the industry, so I can kind of stay ahead of the curve.
Mhm.
And so that helps me to kind of prepare and develop an actual business plan on how I want to, stay ahead of the curve, as far
Mhm.
as if there are holidays that I'm trying to, prepare for. Or right now, the first year I didn't do any type of vending events, because
Okay.
one, I wasn't sure how to present it at first. And so this year, I'm now starting to do vending events. I'm preparing to do a pop-up shop here in our.
Wow.
So that's a whole different level of learning how to market your industry. I know we didn't talk about that, so there's a little golden nugget. As far
Yes.
marketing your t-shirt brand, it is a business, and you have the ability to be a part of vending events. You don't have to take every t-shirt brand, every t-shirt that you make. You could be very, specific to the market that you are trying to reach at
Mhm.
that vending event. And so, I'm now learning how to, get into networking, and learning how do I present just Humble Queens brands, or do
Mhm.
I, showcase my customized work, because I have two different clienteles. I'm trying to work with small business owners, so showing them how I can take their logos
Mhm.
and utilize it on their t-shirts and coffee mugs, and, making decals and stickers, those type of things. So it's not just, the t-shirts anymore. It's
Mhm.
creating a full service line. And so, you always want to look ahead on where you're trying to go. And from there, start writing down those ideas, writing down those concepts, and then start setting goals to reach that. And that's what I have done over this year and a half, is, really scaled down my,
Mhm.
my niche, market, and
Mhm.
and then identified what I'm trying to, represent. And so now I have two streams of income, as far as I have my Humble Queens apparel, but then I have the customized work that I
Mhm.
am starting now to pick up, working with youth groups and churches. So
Oh, that's so awesome.
I'm still very intentional on the market, because I don't want to, um, lose the integrity of the brand. And so I'm now learning how to market to youth groups or women ministry, conferences, and, the still in the genre, or the niche that I'm trying to reach. And so that has helped me have a more, clarity with
Mhm.
the brand,
Mhm.
and and pushing it forward as well.
I love that. I love that. So, when they are starting this t-shirt empire, how much do you think they would need in order to get started? And do you press your own t-shirts?
Okay, yeah. So you have a couple of different options. If you're wanting to be hands-on as far as creating the design work to cutting the vinyl and then pressing it, I would say about $500 could get you started.
Mhm.
Um, and then even in that, I could get it less, maybe about 250.
Mhm.
We can cut it down as well. There's a couple of different options that you can do, because and answer your question, yes, I press all of my t-shirts.
Oh,
So
wow.
I design, I cut it, I weed it, and I place it and press it. So I do everything in-house at this point. My larger orders now, I have done 150 shirts in
Mhm.
24 hours for a funeral.
What?
That was absolutely crazy, but it was for a great cause, and
Oh, oh no.
sleep that day. But I learned a lot in that. Don't allow customers to run your business. That's
Mhm.
when it comes to the t-shirt industry, people are going to come to you and say, well, so and so can do the shirt for, $10 or $12, and why are you charging me 25? Um, you are charging for your time and your experience.
Mhm.
And so you have to one, invest the time to learn to be able to offer that, but also understand the market in which you are servicing. And
Mhm.
so as far as working in home, doing everything by hand, it takes a lot of time. And because you're having to weave it, sometimes you have to layer it, and so, but I enjoy that process. And so that's something that I enjoy doing. So I do keep it in house. Another option is to outsource. It's not always an option, but you can purchase screen sublimation transfer sheets,
Mhm.
or you can also do screen printing
Mhm.
transfer sheets. And so that's another form where you're able to outsource, and this company will take your design. You still have to upload your design. They will put it on a transfer sheet, and all you have to do is press it on your shirt. It is a great option if you're starting to get into orders 50 shirts or more at a time, one or two colors. That's a great avenue for you to utilize. And I can list some sites for you to go to, or you can email me and I can talk a little bit more about that. Another option is sublimation. These are technical terms. If you're not in the industry, then you may not understand it. But
Mhm.
sublimation is where you're seeing the full color shirts. Is printed directly into the t-shirt.
Mhm.
That's where you're seeing the images of people and animals, and it's endless. But that is another form. I have not started sublimation. I have the equipment to do it.
Mhm.
I'm still perfecting the craft, so I'm not advertising that.
Mhm.
But I will be offering that probably later on in the summer as another way to reach a different market, especially like for churches who want the full color shirts and the
Mhm.
different graphics. And so you have vinyl that I'm using now on my t-shirts. I love it. I don't think you can get the same quality with sublimation or with screen printing that you do with vinyl,
Mhm.
but vinyl can become costly. Especially when you're talking like the rose gold, like the pretty,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So so that rose gold is my favorite. There are different brands that are coming out with it that's a little bit more cost effective, but again, it goes back to the integrity of your business. If you are providing high quality work, high quality products, then you're going to get a high quality t-shirt that's going to cost more, but it's going to last longer. And
Mhm.
so you have to do the research and have to know what it is that you're trying to represent. I want high quality for everything because we're queens. And so
Mhm.
so
Right.
that goes back into showing our value and our worth. And so I do spend a little bit more on my vinyls and the colors that I offer, the different techniques that I'm learning and incorporating in our designs, because I want it to stand out. I want it to be different.
I
And
love that.
so, yeah, so you can buy, I mean, to start off, I think I took a little bit, my total cost of investment, I believe I started off with $1,000.
Hmm.
And so, I'm still using some of that product that I have today. So,
Wow.
that can sustain you for quite a bit, and you reinvest back into your business to build your inventory, to develop your craft, to learn how to work with different vendors. And so, when a vinyl store opens up, I'm usually probably the first one there. I know the owner. Yeah, so I shop around. I try to shop local. I'm all about creating and supporting the local economy, and so I am. I'm getting hands on with the owners, and
Mhm.
they are now asking me, well, hey, can you do something with this design? I think I just posted last week with this pretty Aztec
Mhm.
vinyl that this store had just gotten in, and she was like, hey, can you do something with this and post it? I was like, sure. So you're building a network with owners that can also boost your business as well. So that's a win-win collaboration as far as setting yourself apart from the mainstream and the big box stores that are now in taking over and using some of the images that we
Mhm.
are using. And so you really have to set yourself apart very early in the game and be diligent and stick with it, because people will buy from you because of it is different. And so don't be afraid to step out of the box. Offer some of those mainstream items, but really until you are comfortable with who you are as the business owner, as the t-shirt brand, to set yourself apart.
I love that. Now, let me ask you this because this is important. Now, ladies, listen, these are bonus tips at this point because Charity is dropping all the nuggets, all of them, all of them, all of them. So, when they're thinking about starting and they are starting from a home base, like straight organic, not what we call drop shipping, where people order from a third party, but it's your designs, but
Mm-hmm.
they are doing it in-house. What should they buy? Because let me be very clear. I love Joann's. I love Hobby Lobby. I love Michael's. I kind of don't like AC Moore as much. Really don't care about that. But
Okay.
but Joann's, Michael's, and Hobby Lobby, my faves. I could hang out in there for hours.
Yes.
What type of Cricut should they purchase? And I saw the Cricut press, like the hot press, and I was like, hmm, should they get this? Or should they just get a press from Amazon, like a t-shirt press, and call it a day? And then do they have to get a Cricut? Should they get a silhouette? Should they get, like there's a lot of options.
Yes,
What would you say is your number one combo pack? So for all the newbies that said, I want to do t-shirts on the side, what would be your combo pack?
okay. So I am a Cricut fan. I
Me
love my
too.
Cricut. I have the Cricut Explorer Air 2. I
Oh,
would like the maker that they have, and I'm going to tell
mhm,
you why. And you don't have to have it, but if you are thinking long term, I
mhm,
would invest in the Cricut maker.
mhm,
And the reason I say the Cricut maker is because you can cut leather
mhm.
with the Cricut maker, and you can cut wood with the Cricut maker. So if you're going to go the Cricut route, I would go with the maker. If
Wait, wood is in like a 3x4,
wood,
like
as in
plywood.
balsa wood, chipboard, yeah, yeah. So
Mm,
yeah, so the maker, and that will be my next purchase.
okay.
You will eventually probably have multiple machines. I have a girlfriend. Well, I'm a part of a kind of a group, a network that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So when we have big orders, we usually will throw in some extra machines so we can keep moving. But to start
Wow.
off with, you can do it with one machine. I did purchase a Cameo 3. I
Mm.
wanted to love it. I do have my Cameo girls who hates the Cricut, but the Cameo has its limitations just as much as the Cricut. One of the biggest differences between the Cricut and the Silhouette Cameo is that Cricut is a web-based program,
Mm-hmm.
and so it will go down when they're doing maintenance, or there may be something lagging in the cloud. The system will shut,
Oh.
so it can cause a big uproar, but it's usually maybe 20-30 minutes at a time, and it's
Mm-hmm.
back up and working. So that's the only negative that I have. Cricut, they use Cricut products with their Silhouette Cameo, but that's the biggest difference. Silhouette is like a desktop program that you can utilize and
Mm-hmm.
upload into Design Space, which is Cricut's program.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the machine itself, they both have about the same um, abilities as far as cutting. I
Mm-hmm.
started with a Cricut because one, it is user friendly. I can, there are tons of tutorials on how to utilize the Cricut machine. I would say the only other learning curve, and I've learned to work around with it, is if you're trying to get into making stickers. And you know how stickers have an outline, they don't cut just directly of the image, there's a little white border.
Mm-hmm.
Cricut Design Space, they have not incorporated, for whatever reason, the ability to create an outline, but there's a free program that you can use that I encourage everybody to learn to use. It's called Inkscape. You can get
Mm.
online and download that. It's free and it's very comparable to Photoshop. So if you're not a Photoshop person, but you want to try to learn how to use Photoshop, Inkscape is a free version of that. And
Okay.
so when I'm making stickers, when I'm making decals, and I need to create a border around it, that's why I make my own images and upload it into, and they're called SVGs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have learned how to use Inkscape, and when I'm making my images, that's the program that I use, and then I upload it into Design Space and cut it from there. So that would be the only two things. Cameo, I believe it cuts the wood as well. The Cameo 3, I believe it cuts the wood.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little price difference as far as the Cameo 3 and the Cricut Maker,
Mm-hmm.
but it just depends. It's whatever. If you're really they have a little more extra steps in Silhouette that I don't deem necessary for me. So I did purchase a Cameo, but I sold it. Got my money back and invested in some more stuff.
I did not mean to laugh like that. That's okay. It's so raggedy.
I sold it. Yeah, I did. I did. And it's like, what's wrong with it? I said, ma'am, nothing, absolutely nothing. I bought the whole bundle. It is still sitting here unopened. You will get everything as I received it. And she couldn't believe, and I said, you are doing me a blessing so I can get my money back and I can buy more wine.
That is so funny.
So I purchased a Cricut bundle when I purchased my machine. It came with a bundle of vinyl, both regular vinyl and glitter vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
It came with all the tools that I needed, and I think it was about $300 something, a little over $300. I bought a heat press off of Amazon. Don't go any smaller than a 15 by 15. It's too small. So if you're going to start off, you need to go a 15 by 15. But I purchased that 6 months into my investment. I bought the Easy Press. That's what you were talking about. That's what I started off with when I did my, that was with my bundle. That's what I think it was about $400 altogether. But it was a sale when I purchased it. The Easy Press will get you there. The Easy Press it is work. It is manual because of course it doesn't fit the size of a shirt. but I still use my Easy Press. I actually have two now. I have two, and the reason I have two is because I do teach some classes, and it's easier for me to it's portable, so I
Mhm.
can take those. They did release an updated Easy Press 2, which is the red one. They have a small, medium, and large version.
Yes, I just
I
saw
love
that
that.
one.
Yeah, so I just bought the small one, and I'll probably buy the medium size. And what I use the small one for are for canvases.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you've seen, I don't know if I posted any on that on my Instagram site, but you know, the painting canvases that you can hang up on your wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I use my Easy Press to put images on the canvases, and I press it down with that.
What?
This way I don't have to and do a reverse canvas and take it off the wood panel. I can just press it right there on the wood. So it's perfect. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, that is so
Yeah,
great.
it's good for that. It's good for cosmetic bags, anything, and onesies like the baby clothes and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so the small press are perfect for that.
Oh, this is so awesome. So for women who want to create custom baby tees and onesies, they could use an Easy Press.
Yep, they can start off with that small or even the medium size. Is perfect for that, because even with the heat press,
Mhm.
because it's such a large surface,
Mhm.
the smaller the item, the more pressure you have to add. So
Mhm.
it's just so much easier just to plug that in and just press it directly, and you're done with it in 30 seconds. So yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I think you just spoke to a whole new
Yeah.
demographic with that. So the ladies who are just like, I don't feel like I have clothes that, are cute enough for my son or my daughter. Boom,
Yep.
create your own. Go ahead and
Yep.
get you a Cricut Easy Press and
Yep.
call it a day.
And call it a day. And it's safe. It comes in a little pouch. It's just adorable. I love it. Because a heat press, one is big and bulky,
Hmm.
and and it's a heavy machine. So
Hmm.
especially if you have limited space, or you're really not trying to take over your whole living room like I have,
Hmm.
you Easy Press is perfect because you can pack it back in its box and slide it under a table or something like that.
Oh,
So
I love it. I
so
love it so much.
I do enjoy my Easy Press. And the second version gets hotter than the first one. The first one does a good job. I
Hmm.
haven't had any issues with my vinyl
Hmm.
coming off, but the second version does get hotter, so you can do sublimation transfer sheets with it. The first
Okay.
version does not. So that's the difference between the two. They're able to get hotter.
I love that. I love it so much. Okay, listen, if they would like to check out your t-shirts for Humble Queens, where can they go?
They can go to www.humblequeens.com, and I did take it down today, and it should be up tomorrow. I'm
Okay.
having to do some updates on the website, so you can check back tomorrow. And that's another thing. Don't rush if you're not comfortable having a website and all. I started off with Facebook and Instagram,
Mm.
and I just launched a website, and I'm still kind of learning how to incorporate that, because you'll find that especially when you're starting off, people are just getting to know you. They have tons of questions, especially if you're
Mhm.
doing a lot of customized work. I don't post, I post finished products on my customized work, but it's hard to do that generically on a website. And so I
Mhm.
still like to have that dialogue. So Facebook has done a very good job as far as incorporating the shop
Mhm.
function on the Facebook itself. And
Mhm.
so you can do business directly on Facebook without having a website. And hey, it's free for you to do that. So
Yep.
any way that
Yep.
you can save money, especially starting off, because you're going to spend money on your vinyl. And I will give you another nugget. Don't buy your vinyl at box stores like Michael's and Joann's unless you have a coupon. And truthfully, I am not, even though I love Cricut, I don't use their Cricut vinyl.
I'm glad you said it because
Yeah,
I always wonder, do you have to use their brand
do
in
not
order
have
to
to
use
use.
their machine?
Nope, you do not.
Okay.
I buy a lot of stuff off of Amazon. I've purchased vinyl off Amazon, but some of the websites that I use and I don't have any problem with is 651vinyl.com and brilliantvinyl.com. Those are two um, I would say I'm most comfortable talking about, because you can get into some shady sites when
Yeah.
it comes to vinyl. But as far as knowing that they provide good quality product, and they ship, as they say, 651vinyl.com and
Mhm.
brilliantvinyl.com, both are great companies to order from it, and you will see that it's a lot cheaper and affordable to go ahead and buy your yards versus sheets. But starting off,
Mm.
buy combo packs, buy the sampler packs of vinyl.
That's
That will
good.
allow you to kind of see what colors that you like the most.
Mhm.
That also will help you learn different techniques. So I will, colors that I probably will never use, I play with that on different products to kind of develop my skill set. But
Mhm.
it also gives you an opportunity, because I still have sampler packs that I can dig out of and say, hey, I have this odd color that somebody wants. But as you begin to do your business, you'll kind of get accustomed to your basic colors, your blacks, your whites, your reds,
Mhm.
your golds, your glitters, if you're going to get into that. And then you'll get into your specialty colors. I do offer a lot more specialty vinyls now that most people around here don't offer. And so that's something that kind of sets me apart. So people know I'm going to have rose gold. I'm going to have the mirror.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have, these Aztec prints. I have faux leather, like leather basketball vinyl that I can make a t-shirt. And yeah, so I have the football. I've done a shirt with she had this white crocodile vinyl that I bought, and so it looks
Mm.
have vinyl. I just did a shirt for a girl for her birthday, and I was able to find fleece vinyl. So her sweater, the girl that was wearing the sweater on the shirt, you could feel it, and it felt
Mhm.
like a sweater. So you can,
Wow.
yeah, it is so much fun. They're coming out with so many different types of vinyl that you can play with. And so that's why I stay in the vinyl stores, and check your local locations. Like,
Mhm.
there are vinyl stores outside of Michael's and Joann. Do a little research and find out. When I first
Mhm.
started out, there was only one, and now there's six. And
Wow.
so, yeah, it's really picking up. And that is another stream of income that I'm looking towards later
Mhm.
on in the future, is to provide vinyl for customers, because that's a very lucrative business to have.
Absolutely.
But the downfall is you can't make t-shirts with it. So, um,
Mm.
if you become a wholesale distributor for certain, like Sizer or Caesar,
Mhm.
they're two different ways. But Sizer brand, you can't directly make T-shirts with their product if you're selling it. So later
Wow.
on, that's a long-term goal, but I have my eye on it. And so I can do sublimation, I could do screen printing, or it could be something for my children to do later on. So
Right.
there are many different avenues, but t-shirt has been my kind of my bread and butter. It is my joy and passion. I wear my brand every single day, and I also put my brand on my t-shirts. All my t-shirts that
Yes.
I do, you will have a Humble Queens on the right shoulder. Um,
I noticed that on my
yeah,
t-shirt and I loved it.
yeah, yeah. So that's kind of my thing. I don't do it on my custom orders, but
Mhm.
what I'm also looking at, because you can purchase t-shirts with your brand in the collar,
Mhm.
in the brand. So that's something else, that later on down the line. So don't just look at it as just, I'm not looking at it as just a t-shirt. I'm not just a
Mhm.
t-shirt girl. I'm creating, as you say, a t-shirt empire. And
Right.
every way that you can brand yourself with your business, do that. Take that extra step. And so now people are becoming accustomed to that. So even if people don't know where the shirt came from, they're going to see Humble Queen somewhere. And so that's why it's so important that, everything that comes out of the door, that I am diligent with, from the design to the mailing of the shirt, to make sure that it represents everything that encompasses and what God has given me, to set forth and to put Christ first. So
I love this. So ladies, listen, I have one of Charity's t-shirts. I love it. It is amazing. And then I noticed that the Humble Queens insignia was on the right side. And I was like, oh my God, that is so cute. So listen, you will be finding her brand also in the Purpose Stash box in the upcoming months. We're working on a collabo. Yeah, I am so excited about
I am as well.
But the t-shirts are so bomb. They're comfortable. They're not too fitted that it's like walking around in an ace bandage, but
That's
it's not
right.
that it makes you feel like you have on, your dad's t-shirt. So it is the perfect tee for women. I want you to check her out at www.humblequeens, and that is with an H. humblequeens.com. Grab yourself a t-shirt and check it out. Listen, feel free to send her a message there as well if you have any questions. And Charity, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and talking to me. I really appreciate it.
I do as well. And thank you guys. And please do not allow anyone or anything to hinder you. Everything that God has given you, we need it. And so step out on faith and trust and believe him and let him work it out for you.
Absolutely. Hey, where can they find you on social media?
I am Humble Queens on Instagram, and my personal page is Charity A. Jones on Facebook as well as Instagram. So either one, you can find me, or you can follow Purpose Stash and follow the trail, and you can find me there as well. So yes, absolutely. So Charity A. Jones on Facebook, Instagram, and my business page is at Humble Queens on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Well, thank you so much, ladies. Listen, make sure that you check out the show notes. I'm going to have Charity's website in the show notes. Please go visit the website, and not just visit, but grab yourself a t-shirt and rock it this spring. She's March on Friday. So listen, you're going to need some cute t-shirts, and she's where you get it from. For our planner girls, she does planner stickers.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Check her out. I didn't want to shout that out on the t-shirt episode, but you're gonna find planner stickers because I just found them. So go get you a t-shirt and some planner stickers.
That's right.
I am so excited. And so, ladies, listen, until our next episode of the Purpose, Power, and Profit Society, you can find me, Kimberly Smith, your Purpose Catalyst, at www.kimberlysmith.com or on Instagram at purpose_catalyst. It has been a pleasure, Charity, and I know that your t-shirt business is going to just literally take off because I'm just so hyped that your product is just, it's number one, it's quality. Let's talk about that. They're not lackluster and piss poor t-shirts. Number two, you can tell that she has integrity with business. I don't want to tell you why I know that she does, but I've had some experiences. And this one I can vouch for. Number three, her personality is so beautiful. So she's just amazing to work with. She's amazing. She's an amazing business partner. You need this. This is the type of business owner you need to be if you're going to start a t-shirt business. You're going to have clients that are going to be upset just because of no good reason. You're going to have returns. And these are things that you're going to have to handle. You're going to have crazy requests. But as she said, hold on to your integrity. Charity, you're bomb. Always know that. I'm glad that you started Humble Queens, and it's going to be an amazing ride. So I can't wait to see and just watch you blow up this year. So I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. We'll talk soon, ladies. Charity, thank you again for being on the Purpose, Power, and Profit Society.
Thank you. Have a blessed one.